Hi guys, this is Lifestyling Better with me, and today we have another episode of Movies into Reality. Today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Irish Wish. This is a movie on Netflix. Yes, I believe it is on Netflix. And it was one of those Christmas feel-good movies that I watched over the holiday. I planned to review this for quite some time, but I'm glad that I finally am getting to it. Actually, Lindsay Lohan is the star of this movie, and I was really surprised because I haven't seen Lindsay Lohan in forever, so I was really glad to see her in the movie, to see she's doing good, looking good. I looked her up. I saw she's married, has a kid. It's amazing to see her doing good. But that's an aside, right? Let's talk about the movie. The reason why I really want to review this, I might not review it in a lot of depth, but the reason why I do want to review it is because there were just so many interesting lessons in the movie, right? And this is what I like to do. Once I watch a movie and I feel like it hit home on a lot of sweet spots, I just want to talk about it. So, excuse me. So the movie talks about Lindsay Lohan, and she's a publisher or something like that, and she's working with a writer basically, and he writes books and she supports him, so they work together. So at the beginning of the movie, or she's an editor, yeah, more like an editor, and the guy's a writer. So at the beginning of the movie, she's telling her mom that she really feels this is the moment. She likes the guy and she feels like they're connecting, and it's time to tell him how she feels about him. And it's like an event or something like that. But at that same event, she invites her friends, two friends, and at that event, one of the friends connects with the guy, and they fall in love. The rest is history. A while later, the movie fast forwards to the wedding of one of her good friends and the guy, and she's clearly not happy about it. Like, oh my goodness, I was this close to telling him I love him, and my friend just came in and swooped in and took over what could have been my relationship. That's what she's thinking. And then at the airport, her luggage doesn't come in, but she thinks she sees her luggage, and she's fighting over her luggage with this guy that she meets at the airport, only to find out it's the guy's luggage, because the luggage literally opens up and it shows that it's guy's stuff. So when they get to the castle, because the writer is from an Irish family, hence the name Irish Wish. So they're in Ireland. They travel to Ireland for the wedding. And they get to the castle, the guy's family's castle and his home and all of that. And it's while there that she ends up in this area, like a garden and outdoor area. And she's just thinking to herself how she really wishes things had turned out different. And this person just pops out of nowhere, almost magically, and she makes the wish, and the lady kind of agrees with her on the wish, encourages her to make the wish, and she's sitting on like an Irish wishing stone or Blarney stone or something like that. So it's this moment that is magical, but Lindsay doesn't realize it's a magical moment. And I remember Lindsay said something to the effect of nothing happened, and then the lady, the saint, we find out later she's a saint, makes the trees move and wind to move in a really strong fashion, kind of showing like, oh, the wish is coming to pass. And next thing, Lindsay wakes up, and the guy that is engaged to a friend and that they're there in Ireland for their wedding is in the room with her, and they're a couple, right? Basically, her wish was granted, and they're a couple. instead of the guy and her friend. But what I find so interesting about this movie and the way it moves into reality and the lessons in the movie is the fact that Lindsay in this movie feels like it was her destiny to be with this guy and that her friend robbed her of that opportunity, and that if she could just be with the guy, everything would be perfect. But what she found out with her wish being granted was that regardless, her and the guy were a terrible match. And the guy, even in this alternate reality where her wish had been granted, was still gravitating towards her friend. He was literally cheating on her with her friend, kind of. So it just goes to show how you can be fixated on something and you can think that that thing is the thing for you and you just need to try harder and move things around. But in a sense, it's not. And no matter what you do, even if you have that thing, you find out that it's not what you want. So there are certain things that people push for and strive for, and even though it's so obvious that it may not be what is for you, or it might not even be obvious that it's not what is for you, you keep pushing for it, and when you get it, you realize it's not the thing that is going to grant you happiness. It's not the thing that's going to elevate you. It's not the thing that's going to bring you to your destiny. And this is not to be confused with working hard to achieve your goals. That's different. It's good to work hard. It's good to have goals. It's good to have hope and drive. That's what keeps us motivated as humans. But the idea of becoming fixated and jealous of what somebody else has and thinking that that one thing that somebody else has is what will make you happy, at least in this case, in this movie, it was not at all. Like getting a partner for her was a good thing, and she did get that. I'll talk about that. But not getting her friend's partner just because she knew him first or she thought he was supposed to be for her. So I really just like how the movie addresses that kind of lustful spirit, the spirit of jealousy, and all of that. And another angle of that was portrayed in the movie is how having a lustful spirit for something that belongs to somebody else can actually stop you from getting what is for you. Because remember, I said she'd met this guy in the airport where they thought there was a luggage mixed up and something like that. At the end of the day, she reconnected with the guy to help her with her wedding, because when she got her wish, she actually became the one that was going to get married, not her friend. And even in that space when she was getting married to somebody else, she was feeling a connection to this guy. And there was even a sort of, not, because there wasn't a lot of interaction that they had at the airport, but there was definitely some sort of, hey, maybe something is going on here. So it became obvious to her even that she was getting feelings for this other guy, which is so crazy because she thought all she needed was to be with her friend's man because she met him first. But in reality, that was blocking her from her own destiny, which was to meet this other guy, which was actually the person for her. So at the end of the day, she was able to realize herself that this guy that she's about to get married to is not for her. He's not the one for her. He's way better off with her friend. That is the best case scenario because they're a good fit for each other, and that she actually needs to free herself from this fixation and this lustful spirit and this jealousy so that she can get her own person, her own man, which was this other guy that she met at the airport, which I think is so interesting because it speaks to the fact that you can be so caught up in lusting for something that is not for you that you miss the thing that is actually for you. And in this case, it's literally the same thing. It's a partner, it's a husband. She was so fixated in getting the person that was not for her and that would not make her happy because it looked like the right packaging that she almost missed the person that was for her and that would make her happy. But it is a feel good Christmas movie, so she did miss him. She did end up being able to connect with him. Her friend ended up being able to be with her man. You know, the wish was broken and everything went back to normal. Um, but I just think it's so interesting, the theme of the movie. It is a feel good Christmas movie, but it has this really strong theme about how jealousy, envy, lustfulness, and thinking you have the right to something can keep you away from what is actually for you and will actually make you happy. Oh, guys, and I almost forgot another important theme of this movie is, remember how I said Lindsay Lohan was an editor to the guy she thought she was in love with. So something she was doing is she was basically helping the guy write his books. She wasn't just editing, she was full on helping him write his books, even though she had aspirations to be a writer herself. And he wasn't giving her any credit, neither was he willing to even give her any credit. So something that being able to connect with her true person and her true love brought out in her was that he pushed her to be better and actually use her skills and her talent for herself to write her own book and not just hide under this guy's shadow when she wasn't even getting any credit for it. She even went to the guy, the writer, quote unquote writer, right? Because it was actually Lindsay doing all the work, and asked him to just give her credit. And he was basically like, no, that's not how it works. And that's when she realized that, listen, I'm basically writing these books for you. And this is what I want to do for myself. So I need to do that for myself. And that gave her the push to actually invest in herself and stop giving her all to somebody else. And probably part of why she was giving so much to that writer guy was because she thought she was in love with him. But when she made that wish and she was engaged to him, she realized that he was sort of a narc, very self absorbed, and was just using her and using her talent, even outside of the whole wish realm where she was engaged to him. He was using her talent as a writer and only giving her credit for being an editor. So being able to break free from her thinking she was in love with him and meeting the right person for her helped her to achieve her own dream to be a writer. So that even further reinforces the fact that not being so fixated on somebody else, on the fact that you think that they're the only one for you, can help you free up mental space to actually maximize your own potential while also meeting the person that is meant for you. So that's also an amazing theme that was in the movie that I think is a really good lesson. So the movie is on Netflix. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. It's also a while ago I watched it, and I watched so many movies over the holidays too. So I'm not going to go into too much details. But yes, if you're still in the mood to watch a feel-good Christmas movie with a nice theme and lessons, you should go watch Irish Wish on Netflix. And if, like me, you're surprised to see that Lindsay Lohan is still doing this movie thing and looking good and happy and blessed, it would be nice to see her act. I think she's also in another movie on Netflix, though I didn't watch that one. She's probably in a couple, I just haven't seen her for a while, so it was good to see her. I hope you enjoyed my review. I'll be doing another one here soon about Squid Game. Squid Game. I was so excited to see when Squid Game came out on December 26th. It's a series, not a movie, but I still want to go over it. So we'll do that soon, as well as all the other good stuff we have going on this channel. If you want to stay plugged in, please subscribe. Remember to like and share with your friends and family. Till the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.